Hey folks, Rick Berube here on this day. It was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, today's the 18th. So, I mean, some of you are probably hungover. It's okay. It was a great day yesterday. And you know what? Hey, we have another wonderful day today. Today is the 18th of March, Thursday, from our lovely, in Arizona, from the Vortex Center of the Universe. Okay, we have our manager, Padraic Hawley. Padraic, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Rick?
Can you see the studio audience behind me?
Yeah, they're lovely.
All right. Well,
good crowd. Great crowd you've got today.
There it is. See that? See that? All right. We're armed and dangerous here. Okay. All right. So tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been in the business, maybe a little about Sedona too, because I hear it looks really nice today.
Oh, Sedona's gorgeous today. I've been here since 1999. And I've been selling real estate here since 2004. And now I'm the manager at Berkshire Hathaway in Sedona, and we're growing and loving it every day.
Yeah, tell us a little, like your market conditions there. I know that you don't have a lot of active inventory, but you do have a lot of pendings and so forth. Tell us a little bit about how things are going there.
So, I mean, in all places right now, inventory is low, but when you get a really small market, like Sedona is tiny, really. There's 40 active right now.
40 active listings in all of Sedona.
40 active listings, and that includes the village of Oak Creek, 86351 zip code. So if we broke that up into zip codes, it would be even smaller just for Sedona.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay,
and
go ahead.
The median sale price over the last 30 days, $873,000.
Nice. What was it a year ago? If you don't know exactly, just guess. What do you think it was a year ago?
It was in the high sixes, I'm guessing, maybe low sevens.
So that's still what?
And it changes. You know, one sale in Sedona will throw off your median for a month because that's just a 30-day. But yeah, you know, it's been creeping up. It's probably gone up at least 10%.
Okay. In the last year, I would say at least that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
Okay. All right, good. All right, good. So what do some of your agents do there? Because I know you have some very productive agents. I've interviewed a couple of them here on the show. Okay, so
yeah, they love social media. Like some of the most successful agents know how to use social media very, very well. And I've been getting, you know, comfortable with it myself. You know what they call the funnel marketing, where you're putting out your listings out there and you're just getting as many emails and phone numbers as you can from people that are looking at that listing or maybe something else. That's a good way to find buyers in this market.
Well, tell us a little about that. You know, like without being, you know, tell us a little about how you would set that up, what it would cost, just to give them a basic idea of what you're talking about, please.
So what I've done most successfully is taking a property video, and you could probably use a slideshow or, you know, just still photographs, but a video is what captures people's attention, as you know, and just having a really nice property video of whatever listing that you want to push out there to the local area. I did one for the entire county, so it went over to Prescott too, and the budget was pretty small. It was only $10 a day.
All right, cool. And what kind of response did you get on that?
Hundreds. Literally hundreds of, you know, well, not hundreds. I'm over 100 leads in 2 months.
That's pretty good.
And actually they're turning into sales too. So what you do with what they call funnel type marketing is they look at their return on ad spend. So ad spend at $10 a day over 60 days is about $600. And a couple of leads came out of that. So it's good. It's a good way to spend your money for ad budget.
If you're going to spend money on advertising, yeah, I would say it's a good way to do it because you know, you can't really rely too much on Zillow and all the others because you know, they're selling them to everybody.
And that's the thing too. Like the price of an ad or a lead on Zillow is hundreds of dollars if you were doing that, and these ones are like $3 or $4.
Right.
And you have to go through them like you would on Zillow. But that was my, you know, reason for doing that was to figure out how to get all those, capture as many of those leads as I could and put them on my own database and put them on my own drip campaigns, because, you know, over time that's going to build up and that number is going to get larger, and those people will be retargeted and marketed to. On the next one that comes out, like I'll be working on a video for another property right now, so I can, for $1 a day, we can go back and say, okay, anybody who looked at this first video for 3 seconds or 10 seconds or 50% of it, we can retarget those people for $1 a day on the next one. And just keep hitting them with our advertisements, just like you would see, you know, with your sidebar of ads on any, you know, when you're scrolling through Facebook or you see the sponsored ads, if you go to a website and all of a sudden you're seeing that product pop up, it's the same type of scenario.
Yeah, like AdWorks type stuff where it follows you around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cookies, right? What do they call that? I'm not a computer guy, as you can
probably. Yeah, but it's cookies, and then they use Facebook uses a pixel. So if you have a pixel on your website and they go to your website, they come back to Facebook, they're going to see your ad.
Ah, okay, cool.
And the VAC has that capability, which is really cool. And if you're using, I use another program called Zapier, and that one is like automated tasks. So a lead comes in off Facebook, Zapier sends them a text message saying, I got your inquiry. Here's the single property listing page or that website for this property. I found that text messaging is one of the best ways to get back in touch with people. If they want to talk to you, they'll talk to you, but usually they'll respond to a text pretty quick, and you can get their temperature on whether they want more information or not. And some people just say, I don't want your messages and I want to be done with this right away. And that's fine. You just kick them back out and work on the ones that want to be in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, you don't want to be, it's good because, you know, they're looking for something and then you respond. And so it's not like typical online stuff where they've responded to something and 14 people are trying to get in touch with them now. So that's a,
yeah, it's your lead, you know, it's your lead and
right.
You're the only person contacting them.
Right. And that's why I love phone prospecting too, because you're creating your own business. And when you follow up on it, it has way more value than if 72 people are looking for the same person. That's why I would see, rather than them, if they're going to spend money on stuff like this, and you're prospecting. And you also mentioned the VAC 2.0. And I know you know it fairly well. So other than what you just mentioned, as far as working together with social media, what other benefits do you see if I'm a productive agent by using that VAC 2.0?
Well, if you're thinking of like building a database of people and, you know, this is a contact business, you got to keep contacts. You have to keep, you know, retargeting those contacts. So using the VAC, when all these leads get dropped in there, it's very simple, just with a couple of clicks to say, I want them to get my holiday emails, or I want to get them the monthly newsletter. There's actually a sign up on my website. So if someone says, I want to do their monthly newsletter, I know that they want that. The VAC is just, you know, their name's already in there. You click a box next to their name that says they want the newsletter. Holidays, if you have their birthday, it'll send them birthdays. And then of course there's the marketing and listing reports that you can set up for people that are searching for properties. And if they own a house in the area, like I've got one contact, I'm not going to say the name, but he is a large developer here in the Sedona area and has got, you know, a lot of real estate. And now we've got, you know, a dialogue going with, you know, at least an introduction has been made, and he's getting market reports quarterly, not, you know, too much, so it's too much information coming all at once, but it's just like a constant reminder, like, hey, we're in the business, and if you need any help with real estate, we're here and we're happy to help you.
Yeah, hey, we're here, right? and it makes you, I mean, because the VAC and the product, you know, the things that are in there are so professional looking, they're branded, you know, it makes you look like you're on top of things, doesn't it?
It does. And we, you know, this whole social media thing, just with Facebook stories and going over some numbers every day, it's really easy to go into your MLS and say, this is how many active listings are in this market, how many solds, how many pendings, and keep it really simple and brief. And if you use Facebook stories, it's always relevant and it's easy to put up there. It's only up there for 24 hours unless you save it to your memories, I think is what they call it. And that's that got a seller coming into our office yesterday and dropping off a survey saying, this is the 2 acres that I want to sell. I love all your updates. And, some of the agents that we've worked with in the past just don't seem to have the energy anymore. So it makes you look energetic too, like you're really working and doing all this stuff, but a lot of it's just automated.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You can be in front of so many people. If you really combine everything, like I know you have over the last few years because we've talked about it. You have a YouTube channel, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have LinkedIn, you have Twitter, now TikTok. Are you doing any TikTok videos, by the way?
I've not done any TikTok videos yet. I haven't downloaded that app. I've seen them and they look pretty well done, actually.
Yeah.
The way they're the cuts and the the overdubbing that they've done with comedy tracks or music tracks where people do those. And I know that Nisreen, she does a lot of TikTok, and she's got a new client who is don't want to say a bunch of stuff yet, but it's a large developer in the area. And one of the reasons, outside of her cupcakes, because he was a cupcake customer previous to being a real estate customer or client, he's got hundreds of lots for sale, and his daughter or his daughter-in-law, I'm not sure which it is very good on TikTok, and they've already talked about marketing, new listings on TikTok. So coming soon.
TikTok is the new thing. It's the new thing. I can remember the day when I was anti-social media, just like 6 years ago. And so everything I've learned and done, I've been in the business for 36 years, and all the other aspects to me are very familiar, but this is still the new one. And it's kind of exciting now because you can really, it's like you do a video once and you're in 100 places, 100 times, or 200 or 300, because it plays over and over depending on how you set it up. So where do you see this whole social media thing going, by the way? What do you think of it?
Well, I think some agents are going to adapt and go well with it, go far, but other ones that don't, they'll have to do things the other way, and I think it's not a, how do you want to say, like, only do social media. I mean, you could do only social media marketing and advertising, but I think it's just an augment to, traditional methods too. And even me putting out listing videos, that's just a newer version of an ad in a magazine for a house for sale, because that's what gets people calling you. If you've always got, homes that you're marketing and real estate that you're marketing, you're, pushing it out there. Not only are your sellers happy that you're marketing their property on social media or what other, methods you might have, but you're also getting calls in. So you've got activity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Mark Stark, our owner, says, it's not an or environment. It's an and environment. I talk to my sellers, and I have them get my neighborhood reports, and I have them get newsletters. I put all of that on social media, and you spoke as Nisreen. I just watched a video of her. I can't remember if it was TikTok or Instagram, but she does like a market update too. She has a market update for the market, which I think is incredibly good. Sedona is an interesting place. People like to know about it because, once again, it is, the center vortex of all positive energy for the universe. It must be a heavy burden to carry, knowing that you live there.
Some people carry it heavier than others,
Yeah.
We try not to carry it so much.
Oh, when I went there, I go there all the time because we have an office until a year ago. But that weekend that you help us find that place, and Tina and I spent a long weekend there. It does have a calming effect. Maybe it's because everybody knows when they go there, they're going to relax. You go there, you feel calm. Everybody seems to be relaxed, having a good time. Massages going on. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's not a very fast-paced town at all. Sedona.
Yeah, Sedona. I love it. And you can walk pretty much everywhere. All right, so you got some good appreciation going on in that market. What do you think is going to happen this year? Things are starting off a little crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, people are saying it's slowing down, and I think one of the reasons it's slowing down is the inventory's just not there. It doesn't mean there's not buyers out there. I don't see the prices going down until, the inventory comes back up. It's a supply and demand. And usually in Sedona, you wouldn't see multiple offers on a lot of properties. You would every once in a while, but now it's almost, if a new property hits the market and it's priced right, you're going to see more than one competing offer on it. And we've been able to tell people, like, we can get you an offer before you put your house on the market. And if you don't like the offer, we'll put it on the market and see if we can do better.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, good. So, okay, so this is my favorite question I like to ask, and I know that you do a few deals, excuse me, but you're mostly the manager there. But what you see in the office with your experience now, being in a luxury market, pretty much. I mean, I would say it's a luxury slash second home type market because very few people like yourself live there full time. What would be the three, watching the agents around you and coaching them and managing them? What would be the three most important? Like if I wanted to increase my business today, and you can include company too, by the way, what would be the three most important things you would tell them to focus on?
As far as activities,
yeah,
for
activities
listings, activities to do would be, your listing presentation and how you're going to market a property, because, Nisreen goes into a listing presentation and she doesn't do a listing presentation. She does a marketing presentation, and she already assumes it's a list with her. So she goes in there and shares her marketing. And it's basically the more people that see your property, the more people are going to be looking at it, and the more prices or more offers you're going to get. It's going to drive your price up. And she just pushes it out there to all those markets. The other activities are following up and, repeating that.
Okay. So you're saying having instead of calling it a listing presentation, call it a marketing presentation. Fortunately for us at Berkshire Hathaway, we have incredible tools in the VAC and the Resource Center to present. So if you're not familiar, if you're with the company and you're not familiar with those, you definitely need to spend, it's not a truckload of time. It's a little amount of time, because in today's world, whether you're in Sedona, Orange County, Scottsdale, Las Vegas, you have to win the business today. And that means you need a presentation. You can't just, it's not like, and I interviewed Billy O'Keefe. It's not like 7 or 8 years ago where if you would take the short sale and you told the seller, yep, I know how to do them, they would give it to you. Today, when they can go with the commission cutters, this, that, you need to have a presentation to show them that you're going to net them the most money with the fewest problems. Like you said, expose it to the most amount of people so you get the highest offers. That's important.
And that's another key thing that just reminded me of is, anybody can almost sell a house right now because there's so many buyers out there. And it really comes down, to the negotiations and how many offers you're going to get and how well you can negotiate those offers. Because, a lot of agents get into situations where they get multiple offers and they still leave money on the table. I mean, for one reason or another. If they would have either waited longer, a couple extra days, sometimes the sellers just want to get it under contract, but other times, you could be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table by accepting an offer too soon.
Very true. So experience and negotiating techniques are very important in the market too, for sure. And then you mentioned follow-up. Tell us a little about that. Like my saying, right? When you take success areas, I call it, when done properly, I call it semi-stalker lead follow-up. So tell me what your thoughts are about lead follow-up.
Well, with lead follow-up on an internet, you got to do it right away. It's got to be immediate, whether it's a phone call to them or an automated or even a regular just text message, just saying, hey, I've got your request, and I'm getting you that information on the property. If they're if they have questions about it, you want to just get on it immediately. And then after that, if you've got, past clients, you want to be keeping in touch with them, obviously. And anybody that's, asked about a property, just like I've got people on drip systems now that are looking on, the listing reports. They're looking for places here and there. And it's just good to check in with them every once in a while and, make sure that they're getting what they want, if they're still looking, if they're actively looking. And that sort of thing. So it's just follow up, and then you'll get more, business that way. It's guaranteed to happen.
Right. No, I agree with that. If you're prospecting, whichever way you're deciding to do it, internet, phone, door knocking, whatever, and then you create one and you give them quality information, which we have in the VAC 2.0, and you follow up and stay in touch with them when it comes time for them to do something, they're usually going to use you unless you do something crazy, which hopefully you won't do.
No, hopefully not.
Right. Okay. Any other thoughts you have about these agents that produce at a decent or high level in your office? I mean, you got a couple of them. You got a bunch of them.
They do, and they're out there. They're just some of them. You know, it's just a natural ability for them to follow up and keep in touch with people. And you know, if you don't have that natural ability, if you can develop that and just get on the phone, get in front of people, let them know that you're in real estate, and be active about it, because those are the ones that produce. And if you get too involved, and I've done it too, you get too involved in the tech side of things and get away from people, then you'll notice a decline in your business.
Right. Yeah, you can't get ready to get started, because I know you, especially your analytical personality type, you can overthink it you got to get into action and figure it out on the way. Right? Which way are you going? This way. And I'll figure it out on the way. The old saying used to be ready, fire, aim. Now it's fire, ready, aim. That's how you do marketing today, right? Especially with social media, because, if you do it right, it's almost free. It really is. Other than some setup work, if you have a nice camera, you want to, like this is live, but we both have nice cameras. Live is great. Okay. Raw is great. People love reality shows. They love to see what you're doing. Look, you're looking at one of the biggest holdouts. I used to work for the Mike Ferry organization. We used to make fun, and I think for some extent they still do, social media. But I'm telling you, then I started coaching agents that were telling me about their results. And I'm like, I got to learn this because it works. And now, I'm doing 2 Facebook Lives a week, plus my podcast. All this stuff works incredible if you do it right. But if you're just doing it and not getting the results, you can't, if you can't measure it, then it's not worth it.
Keep your name up there. And it's like being at, a networking or business mixer or something like that. If you're going around and introducing yourself and meeting people, you'll walk away with more contacts, and, down the road, you'll get more business from that. And if you're using social media to augment your sphere of influence, just, broaden it. And, in Sedona, you get people coming from all over the state, all over the world, all over the country. And, they'll come back multiple times. You may not sell them something on their first trip. I just had a guy that, I met him 9 years ago, and he was looking at a $200,000 condo, and he just bought, a $2 million house after 8 years or 9 years.
Wow. Yeah. That's the
Follow up.
Keep following up, keep loading them up. And I could tell you a story about that as well. All right, my man. Well, I just want to say thank you very much from reporting to us from the Vortex of Positive Energy Center of the Universe. Okay,
thank you for having me.
Sedona, Arizona, and ladies and gentlemen, Padraic Hawley. Thank you very much, Padraic. Really appreciate your time, buddy. Woo!
Thanks, Rick.
My pleasure. Thank you. And we'll pick this up again next week, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.